Okay, just imagine this for a second. You're stranded in the middle of nowhere for a whole month. Now, what if you had to do it with your ex? And what if it wasn't just one ex, but 5 of them, all at once? This sounds like a crazy hypothetical, right? Well, it's not. It's the very real setup for one of the most wild social experiments I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a direct quote from the poor guy at the center of this whole thing, and honestly, it pretty much sums it all up. He is about to live through something that sounds like the setup to a terrible joke, except it's very, very real. So you've got to ask, right? What on earth could convince someone to sign up for this?
Well, the answer, like it so often is money. A lot of money. $250,000 is on the line, just waiting to be split by whoever's left at the end of those 30 days. And look, for that kind of cash, people will put up with pretty much anything.
All right, let's dive into the setup of this. Let's call it a very unique game. You've got one guy, 5 of his ex-girlfriends, and a full month of survival that's going to push every single one of them to their limits. So, the guy at the center of all this is Grant. And right from the jump, the deck is seriously stacked against him. I mean, it's not just that he's surrounded by people with a, let's say, complicated past. It's that he publicly cheated on one of them, a woman named Ashley, on national TV. Oof. So even though the goal is supposed to be about splitting the money, the reality from day one is just pure hostility, gossip, resentment, and a real deep desire for some payback.
But here's the thing. This is way more than just a survival challenge. It's a game of strategy, and it's all defined by this one brilliant hidden twist. This whole thing is built on secrets, and it's a perfect example of how what you don't know can absolutely destroy you.
The whole experiment really boils down to this one key idea from game theory: asymmetric information. All that means is that one side in a game has way more information than the other. One side knows something huge that the other side has no clue about. And that imbalance, it's going to drive every single move from this point forward.
Okay, so here's the secret. Grant is told he has all the power. Every 5 days, he gets to pick one of his exes and send her home. So he's thinking, great, I'm in the driver's seat. If I just make it to the end with one person, I'm guaranteed half the cash. But the girls know something he doesn't, a much, much bigger secret. The final girl standing doesn't have to split the money. She can choose to take it all, the whole thing, and send Grant home with absolutely nothing. He thinks he's playing chess, but he has no idea that his opponent can just flip the entire board over on the very last move. So, armed with this incredible secret, the girls immediately see a path forward. And it's not just about winning the money. Oh no. It's about getting revenge. And right away, they form a secret alliance to make it happen. And Ashley, remember the ex Grant cheated on? She lays out their mission statement perfectly. This was never about splitting the prize. This is about humiliating Grant in the most public way possible. The plan is simple. Get her to the very end so she can be the one to look him in the eye and take every last cent. And their plan? It's actually pretty brilliant. It's a 3-step masterclass in psychological warfare. Step 1. Manipulate Grant's emotions. Make him feel as guilty as possible. Step 2. Systematically convince him to eliminate every single person, except Ashley. And step 3. The finale. Ashley enacts the ultimate revenge and walks away with all the cash. And man, were they committed. We're talking about faking tears to get his sympathy, staging huge fake arguments just to make other girls look bad, and working together behind the scenes to steer his decisions. And the whole time, Grant is just completely oblivious. He has no idea what their real endgame is. But here's the thing about plans like this. They're fragile. Especially when you've got this much money and this much bad blood all mixed together. That united front they had against Grant, well, it was about to crack. And when it started to unravel, it happened fast. On day 16, Grant kind of pushes Ashley too hard, demanding she admit they were equally imperfect. That doesn't go over well. By day 22, a frustrated Ashley threatens to just blow the whole thing up and reveal the secret, which would mean nobody gets any money. And that was the final straw for another one of the exes, Abby. She realizes this isn't about the group anymore. It's just Ashley's personal revenge tour. So on day 23, she does the unthinkable. She goes to Grant and tells him everything. And this quote from Abby really gets to the heart of why she did it. She realized she was just being used. What started as this, sisterhood of revenge had turned into the Ashley show, and Abby was just a pawn to be sacrificed.
So that confession flips the entire game on its head. A secret, new alliance is formed. Abby promises Grant, look, if you take me to the end, I won't steal the money. I'll split it with you. Now, Grant is still skeptical, as you can imagine, so he makes her seal the deal by swearing on a Bible. Just like that, the game is totally reset.
And this sets us up for an absolutely insane endgame. Grant now thinks he knows the secret, and he's got this promise from Abby that he thinks is unbreakable. All the pieces are on the board for a truly shocking finish.
So now you've got new alliances, betrayals on top of betrayals, and oh, by the way, the prize money has been bumped up to 300 grand. It all comes down to one simple question. Who is actually playing who?
Okay, so on day 25, Grant makes his choice. He decides to trust Abby and her promise, the one she swore on the Bible. He eliminates Ashley. The original revenge plot is completely shattered. In his mind, he's just won. He secured his half of the money.
But then, the final, brutal twist is revealed. For the very first time, Grant learns the whole secret. Abby doesn't need to split anything. She now has all the power. She, and she alone, has the choice to smash his symbolic heart, go back on her sworn promise, and walk away with every single dollar.
And in her final speech, Abby's true motivations come out, and man, are they complicated. First, she throws Grant's own words back in his face, saying, "We don't owe anyone anything." She says she's doing it for herself, but then she dedicates the whole thing to Ashley. Yeah, the same Ashley she just betrayed to get to this spot. Wild.
And then, in the stunning final move of the game, Abby smashes the heart. She breaks the promise she swore on a Bible and wins the entire $300,000 prize. Grant, after living through 30 days of an absolute nightmare, walks away with nothing.
Which just leaves us with this one nagging question. What was Abby's final move really about? Was it a cold-blooded strategic play from the very beginning? Was it a last-second decision to just look out for number one? Or was it, in some twisted way, the ultimate fulfillment of that original revenge plot? The more you think about it, the less simple the answer gets.